Now, my favorite category for banning personalized license plates is human rights discrimination. Essentially because, folks, it makes no sense whatsoever. For example, any reference to COVID-19, such as COVID-19, COVID-20, COVID number, COVID with a K-19, that was banned under the proviso of human rights discrimination. How is referring to this pandemic crippling the planet as somehow running afoul of human rights discrimination? Is the Doug Ford government worried about offending the mandarins in Beijing? Who knew that the government had a secret star chamber of nameless bureaucrats acting as censors for personalized vanity plates? Oh, I get it. Having something profane on a plate, such as the full F-bomb spelled out, that could be over the line. But how does a plate stating "Hate Bruins" get rejected on the proviso of human rights discrimination? I mean, a Bruin is a bear after all, or is this a matter of protecting the feelings of Boston Bruins fans? It's just insane. Gee, I wonder if getting insane on a plate would be approved. That's the perfect descriptor for 2020, I should think. In any event, here's what you had to say about Ontario's over-the-top license plate censorship. Jeff Taylor writes, when leftist public sector employees are making decisions on personalized license plates, of course they're going to judge submissions from the general public through the lens of left good, right bad. Of course, leftists would disapprove of the plate reading "A Blessing." You know, I think you nailed it, Jeff. And yes, folks, "A Blessing" was actually one of the rejected plates under the religious category. But who would be offended by that plate? Wiccans? Satanists? Give me a break already. Brandon M. writes, since Ontario only allows 8 characters at most on a plate, I would put "no gun ban" on mine. Oh, no, you wouldn't, Brandon. Alas, gun references are under the ban when it comes to Ontario plates too, because the mindset is if you own a gun, you are obviously a very bad person. Don't you know? Dr. McGillicuddy writes, when it takes less time to get on a roller coaster at Canada's Wonderland than it does to get a license plate at Service Ontario, you know you got a problem. Yeah, that is problematic to be sure. And you know something else that's problematic? That redesign of the plates that occurred last year. They might look whiz-bang groovy in the daytime, but come nightfall, they are invisible. Total fail. Hey, maybe Doug Ford can put those 2 words on a vanity plate for his SUV. Reed Green writes, what are the chances MAGA is allowed? Oh, Reed Green, I would say the odds of anything MAGA being approved for an Ontario plate would make even the most reckless gambler cringe. And mostly peaceful protest writes, idiocy. Bureaucrats love arbitrary rules. They can never be wrong. Forget vanity plates anyway. No need to fork over extra revenue to the state. Besides, it's probably smarter not to have a memorable license plate for many practical reasons. You know, you're probably right, mostly peaceful protest. Besides, why not save that $310 and simply get a bumper sticker made for your vehicle at a fraction of the price? You can use more than 8 characters and you can embrace automotive freedom of speech without a bureaucrat giving you the thumbs down. Well, at least you can for now. Well, that wraps up another edition of Rebel Roundup. Thanks so much for joining us. See you next week. And hey, folks, never forget, without risk, there can be no glory. Good night. Hey folks, that was an excerpt from my weekly show, Rebel Roundup. Now, if you want the whole enchilada, as well as Sheila Gunn Reid's weekly show and Ezra Levent's daily show, please go to rebelnewsplus.com, sign up, and subscribe.